I got you a little something for me.
Wow, thank you so much.
That shirt looks so good on you. Thanks, I really like it.
Have you ever experienced the magic of giving someone a gift that truly touches their heart? Today, I'm sharing a heartwarming story about Huyen and Dae, two friends whose simple day of fishing turns into an unforgettable memory. From catching fish at a sparkling lake to Huyen secretly planning a surprise, and finally to the moment Dae receives his very first ever gift, a brand new shirt, the story is full of joy, anticipation, and genuine emotion. If you love tales that warm the heart, don't forget to subscribe to the channel and stay tuned, because this story will show you the beauty of kindness and the simplest acts. The morning sun rose gently over the small village, painting the sky with shades of gold and pink. Huyen and Dae set out together toward the quiet, sparkling lake, each carrying a small basket and their fishing rods. But in Huyen's heart, there was a secret excitement that made her steps lighter than usual. She had already made up her mind. She would use the fish they caught today to prepare a surprise gift for Dae, a gesture that had been quietly forming in her thoughts for days. Just imagining the look on Dae's face filled her with warmth and a flutter of nervous anticipation. It was rare for Dae to receive anything from anyone, and Huyen wanted this moment to be truly special, a small token of appreciation for the countless times he had shared his laughter and friendship with her. As they reached the edge of the lake, the water shimmered under the morning sun, reflecting the trees that leaned gently over its surface. Birds sang in the distance, and the air smelled faintly of wet earth and fresh leaves. Dae laughed softly as he adjusted his fishing line, unaware of the secret plan Huyen held in her heart. She smiled quietly to herself, trying to focus on fishing while also imagining how she would wrap the gift and present it. Every time she glanced at Dae, she felt a surge of affection and excitement, a bubbling anticipation of the surprise that was still safely tucked away in her thoughts. Huyen cast her line into the water, her mind half on the bobber and half on the gift she would buy with the money from selling their catch. She imagined choosing something perfect, something Dae would not expect, something that would light up his eyes with genuine joy. The lake seemed to encourage her plan, its gentle ripples mirroring the little waves of hope and eagerness in her chest. She thought about the simple pleasure of the day, the sun, the quiet companionship, the laughter, and how this small surprise could turn an ordinary morning into a memory that Dae would treasure forever. The hours passed slowly but pleasantly as they fished together, sharing stories and teasing each other playfully whenever one of them caught a fish. Huyen's secret plan added a sweet tension to every movement, every laugh, every glance. She knew that the moment Dae would unwrap the gift, all the waiting and the careful planning would be worth it. Even as they nibbled on a few fish they grilled by the water's edge, Huyen felt a quiet happiness in her heart, a certainty that this simple, thoughtful act would mean more to Dae than any grand gesture ever could. The anticipation alone made her chest swell with a mixture of joy and tenderness, and she quietly whispered to herself that some surprises, no matter how small, could truly change the way someone felt for an entire lifetime. After a morning filled with laughter and the gentle rhythm of fishing, Huyen and Dae had gathered a modest but satisfying number of fish. They decided to grill a few by the lake to enjoy immediately, the sizzling aroma mingling with the fresh scent of the water and trees. While Dae focused on carefully turning the fish over the fire, Huyen's thoughts were half on the meal and half on her secret plan. With each coin she imagined receiving from selling the remaining fish, her anticipation grew. She pictured the small shop in the village where she could find something truly meaningful for Dae, a gift that would carry not only her thoughtfulness, but also her deep care and affection. The thought made her smile, a warm, quiet glow spreading through her chest. Once the fish were eaten and the meal left them feeling content and cozy, Huyen suggested they head to the market. De, still unaware of her intention, agreed cheerfully, helping her carry the baskets. As they walked along the sun-dappled path, Huyen felt a mixture of excitement and nervousness. She knew exactly what she wanted, a simple, beautiful shirt that would fit De perfectly, something he could wear and treasure without ever suspecting it came from her heart. Her mind wandered through colors, textures, and patterns as she imagined De's reaction, his wide-eyed surprise, the warmth of his smile, the quiet happiness that would light up his face. Every step toward the market seemed to pulse with possibility, the ordinary world around her suddenly feeling more vivid, more alive. At the little shop, Huyen carefully selected the softest, most comfortable shirt she could find, one with a color that reminded her of the morning sunlight on the lake. She wrapped it neatly, adding a small ribbon, though she knew the true gift was not the material item itself, but the intention and thoughtfulness behind it. Paying for the shirt with the coins from the fish, she felt a quiet sense of accomplishment and joy, a fulfillment that came from planning something selfless, something that would bring genuine happiness to another. As she carried the wrapped gift home, she imagined the moment she would hand it to De, the anticipation making her heart race and her cheeks warm. Even the simplest sounds of the village, the chatter of neighbors, the clinking of dishes from nearby homes, the soft rustle of leaves in the breeze, seemed to hum with her excitement. Huyen's mind kept returning to De's likely expression, and each thought of his happiness made her feel lighter, more joyful, as if the entire world shared in her secret delight. She realized that the act of giving, of thinking about someone else so deeply, was a happiness of its own, a quiet, glowing warmth that made everything around her seem brighter. By the time they reached the familiar path home, Huyen's heart was full, her spirit soaring with the beautiful, simple joy of a surprise yet to be revealed, a happiness that belonged as much to her as it would to De. Back at the edge of the lake, where the morning had begun so peacefully, Wen finally turned to De, her hands nervously clutching the neatly wrapped gift. The sunlight flickered through the trees, casting playful patterns on the ground, and for a moment, the world seemed to hold its breath along with her. De, still smiling from the shared meal and the day's small adventures, looked at her curiously. "What's that?" he asked, tilting his head with innocent curiosity. Wen's heart fluttered like a bird in her chest. She handed him the package, her fingers brushing his for just a brief instant, and whispered, "It's something for you. I hope you like it." De took the gift slowly, as if sensing that it carried more than its simple wrapping. He unwrapped it carefully, and when the shirt was revealed, his eyes widened in astonishment. It was new, soft, and exactly his size, perfect in every way. For a moment, he was silent, staring at the shirt as if he could not believe his eyes. Wen watched him, her own heart swelling with anticipation and warmth, waiting for the reaction she had imagined countless times. Slowly, a wide, genuine smile spread across De's face, and his eyes shone with a mixture of surprise and happiness. "For me?" he whispered, almost incredulously. Wen nodded, her own smile soft but radiant, feeling a surge of joy that was both tender and exhilarating. De pulled the shirt close, as if holding it would somehow hold the happiness it represented. He looked at Wen, his expression open and vulnerable, and said in a quiet, sincere voice, I've never received a gift from anyone before. Thank you." The words touched Wen deeply. A tear of happiness threatened to spill as she realized that her small act had brought him genuine joy. She reached out and patted his shoulder gently, laughing softly with relief and delight. In that moment, the world seemed to shrink around them, leaving only the two of them and the warmth of this simple, unforgettable connection. They spent the rest of the afternoon together, Day trying on the shirt with a mixture of pride and shy delight, while Wen watched him with a quiet satisfaction, her heart full. The laughter they shared felt brighter than before, the friendship between them strengthened by a single thoughtful act. Wen realized that giving, truly giving without expectation, created a happiness that lingered far longer than the moment itself. As the sun began to dip toward the horizon, casting golden light across the lake, both of them felt a sense of contentment that was rare and precious. In the stillness of that evening, Day's first ever received gift had become more than just a shirt. It had become a memory, a symbol of care, and a reminder that the simplest surprises could create the deepest joy.